Our speaker is an ordained minister of the gospel and a pastor with the University Interdenominational Church. He has been working with Ghana Fellowship of Evangelical Students, Gyabaah, for 13 good years now. Currently, he serves as the Gyabaah Zonal Ministry Coordinator for the Central and Western regions of Ghana. He carries the grace of a pastor and the grace of a teacher. He has a passion to see males take their divine place in the family and community through integrity. This has led to being the visionary of Men Only Conference, an annual gathering of men that runs in the University of Cape Coast and the University of Health and Allied Science. He is married to Abigail Gyabaah and blessed with 3 children. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Reverend Victor Gyabaah.
For the next few minutes, I'll be speaking to us on leadership. It's a blessing that for all of this period, you've kept faith with the resource persons, and it's always a blessing to sit and listen to Mr. Kansa and Prof. I know you'll be very blessed as you go through these wonderful sessions. But for just about 20 minutes, I speak to you on, I am a leader, leading yourself to success. I am a leader, leading yourself to success. So you realize that this cuts out the kind of leadership we are talking about. Leadership is broad, but what I focus on will be self-leadership. Now, Mr. Kansa was almost doing a bit of my work for me with the AI search, which is great. You see, the reason we talk about leadership is because it is an unavoidable part of every human being. God put that leadership capacity in every one of us. So it's not surprising that when you look at scripture from Genesis 1:26, the particular scripture that talks about the purpose for creating humans, it refers to humans as rulers. Let us make human beings in our image and in our likeness, and let them have dominion over. Immediately, dominion came in, rulership came. And that was our default nature. So any human being who lives, a male or a female, have a ruling capacity. And that directly pushes you into leadership. Okay? And our leadership is both conscious and unconscious. So those who lead by titles are leading consciously. But a lot of times, a greater proportion of our leadership is very unconscious. Obviously, will not trouble me. Okay. So, for instance, when we talk about the very unconscious aspects of leadership, you actually lead your younger siblings. You lead them. And sometimes you don't even realize it. You lead your juniors in age, in school. You lead your friends. Why do you think we talk about something called peer influence? That's leadership right there. Sometimes you have no idea how your lifestyle influences someone. So I remember some years back, one of the young men who was a leader in, I think, Baptist Students Union, National Union of Baptist Students. I realized after just a year or so of being invited to minister to them, he had changed, especially when it comes to his dressing and appearance. So one day I called him and said, "What's going on? Have you found a sister who is giving you some good conversation?" I was amazed when he told me, because the truth of the matter is that anytime you come to minister, I don't just listen to your words, I watch your dressing. And I realized I was a far distance behind. I was not paying attention to my appearance. You know what had happened there? I had influenced this gentleman when it comes to appearance and outlook and dressing without even knowing. So you lead your friends, you lead your clients if you are into business. You lead your children. So you realize that all of these are not flamboyant. They don't come with any titles. They don't come with any special position. But leadership is happening right there. It's the reason why, we can't have a meeting like this without talking about it. You are in first year, but you're already leading people. You lead your roommates. Okay? But most importantly, and what I'm focusing on, is that you also lead yourself. And actually, that's where leadership begins from. You cannot be an effective leader of others if you are not an effective leader of yourself. You see, when you are not leading yourself well, you will only be putting up a show trying to lead others. One of the easiest ways to be very frustrated in life is to be putting up something in public that you are not in private. It's very frustrating. People don't see it, but in your closet, you know you are living a double life. So you see, before you want to lead people, it is necessary that you begin to lead yourself. Okay, let me be fast to this. 20 minutes flies like. Now, the reason why we lead ourselves, and this is what leads to, because it's a difficult concept to follow. How do you lead yourself? But you all admit, if you are very objective, that there's a gap between our knowledge of right and wrong and our desire to do right or wrong. You see, a number of times we know more of what is right and wrong than we desire to do the right or the wrong. So you know that this is not good, but you desire to do that which is not good. That gap that is created immediately kicks leadership into the picture. So you know what leadership does there? Your desires and your longings, wanting to do things you know you must not do, or longing to do things that sometimes you are not willing to do. I need to sit up and learn this thing in this early part of the semester before it gets to the quiz time. And yet your body will tell you, I am tired. Immediately you can bring that longing of the body being tired under control. You are leading yourself. So your desires and longings ought to be led by your knowledge and understanding. You know that when I wait till the eve of a quiz, it will be trouble and stress for me. So though my body does not want it, I force myself to do it. And immediately you are doing that, it is self-leadership right there. You know that it is very risky to eat very late. You wake up in the morning, you see when you eat around 10 p.m., 11 p.m., immediately you finish, you feel like sleeping. Then you wake up with heartburns. Now that effect, the next time your body feels hungry at 11 or 12, is it that you are saying no, it will be morning soon, or you are even careful what you take in. That bringing your desires and longings under control and deciding to do what is right causes self-leadership to kick right in. Now let me make these two key statements. You are the most difficult person to lead. How many of you have dealt with difficult people before? Give me a wave of hand. It was a roommate, a sibling, too difficult. You have people like that, right? Yeah. You know the truth? The truth is that none of them is as difficult as yourself. You check it. It's too painful to put yourself to sit where you must sit. This thing, you know that when I touch this thing, it will bring me trouble. But you see, it pushes too strong. In fact, you are the worst potential enemy to your own self. That's why the one who can stop you the most in life is not an external person but you. So this whole subject of leadership was defined by AI. But the first part, as has been a popular thing that I love to always use in John Maxwell, is leadership is influence. So anytime influence is happening, leadership is happening. Whatever influences you leads you. And 2 Peter chapter 2 verse 19 puts it right. He says you are a slave to whatever has mastered you. So you see the number of you who have been led by phones and they are slaves to social media. Yeah. Whatever has mastered you say you are a slave to it. So these are some things that seem to lead us. And I am pushing this to climax on self-leadership to success. So whatever influences you leads you. What are some of the things that are leading us, especially students and modern generation? Number one is the popular notions and ideologies of others. And a number of these things have become a part of us long before we even know. You started buying into ideologies when you were early as probably 5 years old. Held on to certain mindsets, and you have grown with it. When you see a lady that meets a gentleman, and every time she meets a gentleman, I am hungry, go and buy something for, buy credit for me, buy this for me, buy that for me. It's an ideology she has grown up with. Yeah, it's an ideology she's grown up with. If you marry a woman like that, even if she's richer than, by the way, there's no problem with a woman being richer than her husband. Or are the ladies here with me at all? Yeah, make that your target. No man will boss you around. But it will be a blessing to be a woman who earns more than your husband and yet is submissive in the home. You are respected all the days of your life. That's just by the way. But you are careful not to be led by just the notions and ideologies. Not all ideologies are wrong. But you must be mindful to sift. You are still very young. How old are you? 19, 18. You are young, but not too young. If you are here in the university and you are still doing boys thing, oh, senior high school, that is Gyabaah, and you are here in UCC, ATL, Casford, there is no limit to your Gyabaah. I know that in no time you join the processions walking around campus naked. May you not be one of those people. Yeah, you walk naked. And your wife to be, your thing is on for everybody seeing visual. We are also led sometimes by our past. Sometimes a number of people are controlled by their past. You know why she's not very good in academics in school? It is simply because she's so hooked by her failure to write economics paper when she was in senior high school. So her confidence is all gone. You seem to be led by your past. If you meet somebody who has been abused before, physical abuse, sexual abuse, it's very difficult to get them out of their shell. You have allowed the abuse you suffered to be what is controlling you today. I talked about the lady I met in Valley Bay University. Pretty girl. And when I spoke to her, I realized a very broken girl inside. Her father is a military man. And so you can be sure that the kind of training the girl received. So, Pastor Victor, sometimes I feel so much hatred for my father that I'm cooking for him. I consider the possibility of poisoning him. But that's how bad it was. He said, you're a pastor, so I cannot show you, but if I show you my back, the scars that are on my back because of creeping. So this is a beautiful guy, and we know what her biggest problem, low self-esteem. And I couldn't reconcile how this beautiful girl thinks she's not beautiful and wet one. So when she told me her story, I understood it. Been given all kind of abusive words. If you lived in a place that people said all things about you. I've shared with you several times how I had a big problem with my own self when I was growing up. I thought I was not handsome enough. Didn't like my head. It had to break eventually. Sometimes what means a thank you for the prompt. What leads us is our view of our future. What you see yourself become can be a huge leader for you. So when you see yourself becoming a porter in UCC, that will influence what you study. If you want to see yourself becoming a professor, it will influence what you study. You want to become a politician, it will influence how you do your thing. So we are mostly also led very much by our view of the future, what we perceive ourselves becoming. Oh, okay, that's generous. Right? We are also sometimes led by the expectations of others. Surprising that some of you pick your books to study because of what your parents will say because of your results. You are still a baby. At this stage, you are studying for your parents. You see, and when you live your life like that, you know the problem. The problem is that the limitation people give to you is what you meet. when you meet it and you didn't have the capacity to go beyond that, you stay there because this is all mommy wanted. At least make sure you don't come home with a third class. So that's your mindset. But with a first class and more student, but that's what you pick. So the expectation of friends, expectation of lecturers. Oh, but we are freshers. Where are you going? You are dressed like somebody. No, you live your life in how you dress based on how your friends expect you. But if you have a very good mindset about yourself, that I want every day of my life to count. Even when you step out and they ask you, do you want to become an SRC person? No, I'm just being myself. And you dress and you look classic for lectures. The last two, I wish I don't even have time to, because you know it. What is leading most of us today is social media. And that links to the last one, the edited pictures and videos. You know, when you are giving yourself too much pressure, that woman you are seeing on the TV and on the billboard, that is an editing. Can you show us our, it is up there. This is our picture up there. Maybe this is my picture. The guy edited that. The day I got said, it's my forehead, this chom like that. You see, then you see the thing from a distance and I was successful at robbery. So success is not fundamentally the target you set for yourself and achieving it. This is how I define success. Surprisingly, I didn't check with even any document to affirm it, but I think it's not too far from right. It is the achievement of the ideal standard corresponding to one's capacities in the various aspects of your life. Let me try and break this down. So as a student, what is the ideal standard? Here, you are said to have done well and have succeeded if you don't get a fail. So that even a third class is even a certain level of success. So the ideal standard here is first class all the way to third class to say. However, your success as a queer, Michelle, Francis, should not be UCC standard of first class to third class. That's too broad. Where you find yourself as success should correspond to your capacities and abilities. So that if somebody will get second upper and they have succeeded by their knowledge, if you get what the person came to UCC with and is completing with a second upper, you know that this person has really succeeded. But you know actually that even a first class is not enough success. In fact, for you, your success should be first class, SRC leader, church leader, 3 articles, and 1 business. Are you following me at all? That is somebody that measures himself by what he carries. So it corresponds to your capacities. And it's not just one area. So that when we are talking properly about success, you shouldn't leave this as where academically you were so successful and relationally you were so broken. And I know, I don't know whether Prof. Joe will come and talk on relationship or Prof. Anyone, then I won't step into an area. Every semester there's a girl. Every semester. You know, we're breaking heart. You pick a heart, you break it, you pick it, you break it. Excellent first class student, stinking relationship guy. You are not fully successful. Some of you very successful with academics, very poor in your health. You don't know how to do exercise. By the time you are in level 400, you are obese. You are not holistically successful. So I'm talking about an all-round success in the various aspects of your life. And if you're a church person, you add that aspect to it as well. You succeed. Let me be quick so I can finish this up. So it is fully maximizing who you are in the midst of all your strengths and weaknesses. Number 2, which is the last virtue. Admit that you can't do it all alone. This almost sounds like an irony, but it's a very important truth for self-leadership. It is an illusion to think that you can lead yourself all by yourself. It sounds contradictory, isn't it? We say lead yourself, but we are saying that you cannot lead yourself all by yourself. It's a wisdom you need to embrace now. The way we were made and created, nobody is a lone ranger. No matter how much you learn all through the night, you need some little 1 hour to chat with somebody to come back to inner balance before you can go back to your books. And you need to know that. So you acknowledge that acknowledging your limitations helps you to lead yourself to acquire the necessary help. That's why we have a counseling center here. You need the checks of others. You set a target. I want to study 2 hours every day. If Mr. Cancer is in your department and is not helping you can go the whole semester and realize your best was possibly 30 minutes and you couldn't keep to your 2 hours. Why? Because you are not as disciplined as you think you are. And I'm going to touch on that very soon. So structures and systems help you. You need the help of others. And you need the help of God as well. One of our guys who has passed on, he was here in UCC. He was our Christian Fellowship president at his house. So he was in Italy working and he passed yesterday with a 30-year-old guy. It's broken the heart of all of us. You see, in the midst of everything that will go on campus, be careful where you align your spirit. At least I'm the one who can tell you because I'm a pastor. Don't come and pass through here and pick things and walk out of here, and when you go, you are some kind of a person nobody can even define. Don't close your eyes and your mind to the God aspect. Your spirit matters. Another day we can speak in detail about that. So admit that you can't do it all by yourself. You are in a relationship to lead yourself, or come and sit before Pastor Victor. I will monitor that relationship. Every month I meet the two of you. Have you kissed them? Have you fondled them? Have you had sex with them? How are you straightforward? Because if you don't get somebody helping you, this your body might not be disciplined enough to close the zip. You are a human being, you are not a wood. Oh, what's last now? Last part one. Submit yourself, and I've alluded to this. Submit yourself to strict training to tame the natural self. And I said this, the untamed you is not naturally serious. It's not naturally hardworking, and it is not naturally disciplined. In my senior high school, I still love it till date. I was one of the best students because of the structures in school. It's not like here that you can decide to skip lectures and let no lecturer will mind you, especially if you're in a big class. You can't miss class. You can't have an extra meeting when there's classes time. You can't miss prep hours. I struggle to study at night. I'm a daytime person. So when I go to class and the teacher does not come, I am quiet and I clear everything. At the end of a term, I'm always first in class. The 2 hours at prep was enough for me, plus my daytime, this thing that I did. Then after class, before the prep hours, after lunch, I also spent time to learn. The system helped me. When I was far back in the University of Ghana, similar thing. I was very prayerful. Why? Because I was a prayer leader and I was an executive. If I don't want to pray, the people's expectation of me forces me to pray. When I started national service here and stayed here in UCC where nobody knew me, then I realized that I was not that disciplined with prayer. I can go a whole week, I'm struggling to even pray, though I know I must pray. You see, it tells you something about ourselves. Our natural self is not disciplined. Ask the professors. It is because of the promotion and the system that will force you to rise. That's why they will have to sit there and get the papers out. Not because they are super disciplined people. So submit yourself under some strict system that will force you to do what is right even if you don't want to do it. Is somebody listening to me at all? That is what causes you to lead yourself to success. And the last one. Again, remember that I couldn't give you everything because I'm speaking in 20 minutes. Can we say this together, all of us together? I'm talking this way because this is called self-leadership. One of the signs of maturity is learning when to say yes and when to say no. We don't honor every appointment. Prof, you remember, was it last 2 or 3 weeks? I think this lady was a CCTU student who they found dead around the beach road. Yeah. Oh, you knew it. And the rumors that surround where she went that led to she being killed and dumped dead. This student. You are here, everybody that touches you anywhere it goes. Any lecturer that wants you to do something, it goes. Any friend that says, let's go for party, it goes. Let's eat anything, it goes. No, you are not serious for success. You want to lead yourself to success. Learn to look yourself in the mirror and say, Ekuya, you are grown now. This is business. It is not business as usual. It is not everyday, yes. Sometimes painfully tell yourself, I will defer this for the right time. But for today, it's time to finish the assignment. Think about these things. I know that when you ponder over these 4 nuggets, every day in your life here, there'll be a lot more wisdom you add up to it. But for anything anybody can do, parents, lecturers, church, you are still the most important person. Sit up, lead yourself. Success is at your doorstep. Thank you very much.